Hey, and welcome back to the Business Hyve Podcast. I'm your host, Jess, here to spark actionable strategies and real breakthroughs that unleash your business's potential. Okay, if you're here, it means you care about growing your business the right way, not just chasing numbers, but actually making those numbers mean something. Today, I want to talk to you about a huge gap in the conversation around business growth. Everyone is so obsessed with getting more leads. I need more leads. I need more leads. I need more traffic to my website. I need more opt-ins, more people booking calls. And I get it, but here's the problem. Getting the lead is just the beginning. What happens after they enter your world? That's where most businesses drop the ball. I see this all the time with entrepreneurs and small business owners. They celebrate a spike in traffic or some kind of big influx of new subscribers, and then nothing. Crickets. Leads go cold, people ghost their free consultations, and sales never actually increase. It's frustrating, and honestly, it's avoidable. So today we're going deep into exactly what happens after somebody becomes a lead. Because if you don't have a system for converting those leads into paying customers, more leads is not going to fix your problem. In fact, it might make it worse. So let's get into it. All right. So most businesses think lead generation is a traffic problem. They assume that if they just get in front of more people, they'll automatically make more money. If they could just get more people to their websites, or if they could just get more people on their email list, or more people to book a call, everything is just magically going to work itself out. But lead generation isn't actually a traffic problem. It's a trust problem. If people don't trust you, they're not going to buy from you, period. And trust isn't built in that first moment when they discover you, okay? It's built in what happens next. And that's where so many businesses get it wrong. Here's what usually goes wrong: no clear lead journey, right? Most businesses don't actually know the step by step process a lead needs to take before they become a paying customer. They assume, oh, they'll figure it out. But newsflash, they won't. They don't have time. They don't know what the next step should be. And if they have to work too hard to figure it out, they're gone. So think about it. When's the last time you went to a website, got intrigued by something, but then had no idea what to do next? Maybe you wanted to learn more, but the only option was some generic contact us form. Or maybe you signed up for a freebie and then nothing actually happened. I can't tell you how many times I've signed up for a freebie and didn't even get the damn thing. No email, no follow up, no clear next step, nothing. Most businesses assume their leads will just take initiative. Oh, they'll poke around the website, find the right product, and just magically decide to buy. But that's not how people work. And if your leads don't have a clear, guided path, they'll wander off and forget all about you. Also, you have zero lead nurturing. So let's say someone does take the first step. Maybe they downloaded your freebie or followed you on Instagram or went on and booked a discovery call. That's great, right? But does that mean they're ready to buy? Well, probably not. See, most leads need time. They need to see proof that you know what you're talking about. They need to build confidence that you're the right person to help them at this moment. They need to understand why they should choose you over everybody else. And here's the kicker: if you're not actively nurturing those leads, someone else is, trust me. Because if your lead is looking for a solution, they're probably reaching out to multiple options. They might be following your competitors, they might be Googling other service providers. And if someone else is showing up in their inbox, providing the value they need and staying top of mind, you're going to lose them. And look, nurturing doesn't mean spamming them with sales emails. It means creating a consistent experience that keeps them engaged. That could be through educational emails, behind the scenes content, real life case studies, or even just a simple, well timed follow up message. The goal is to keep that conversation going. Another thing is weak or non existent qualification. See, not all leads are created equal. Some people will never buy from you, and that's okay. The problem is when you're spending all your time, energy, and marketing budget on leads that were never going to convert in the first place. For example, let's say you're a high ticket service provider. You offer done for you marketing services that start at $5,000, but you're attracting leads who are just starting out. They don't have a budget and they're looking for DIY solutions. No matter how great your offer is, they're not going to buy because it just is not the right fit. On the flip side, if you do have a clear qualification process, you will attract the right leads. The ones that are ready, willing, and able to buy from you. So, how do you qualify your leads? It starts with asking the right questions before they even get into your pipeline. Instead of letting everybody book a free call, have them fill out a quick application. And if they're serious, they'll do it. If they're just browsing, they won't. But here's the real secret: when you set up a solid qualification process, your leads will actually thank you for it. Because nobody wants to waste time on a conversation that isn't a good fit. When people know upfront what to expect, they're more likely to trust you. And then, last but not least, there's the black hole effect. And this is probably one of the most common mistakes I see. Someone expresses interest, they fill out your contact form, they book a call, they sign up for your freebie, and then nothing. No immediate response, no clear next step, no follow up, just radio silence. I used to work for a company, and this was a huge pet peeve of mine with their contact form. People would contact them and say, "Hey, I'm interested in buying a piece of equipment." What's crazy is that their equipment could be hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. And they'd hear nothing back. No response that says, "Hey, we got your email. Hey, we got your order. Hey, we got anything. We'll be contacting you." Nothing. And that silence, it kills conversions. Because in that gap, they start second guessing. They lose that momentum and they could even get distracted by another provider. Maybe they assume you're not even that serious, or maybe they just plain forget about you. This is why you need a systematic follow up process. Every single lead should get an instant response so they know you received their inquiry. They should get a confirmation of what happens next, and they should get a follow up message that keeps the conversation going. And listen, this isn't about being pushy, it's about showing people you're organized. You value their time and you actually want their business. A simple email that says, "Hey, I saw you downloaded my guide. Here's the next step if you want to go deeper." That can make a huge difference. But if you let leads fall into a black hole, don't be surprised when they disappear for good. Now, if any of this sounds familiar, I don't want you to panic because it's all fixable. The key is shifting your focus from "I need more leads" to "I need to create a better experience for my leads." Because more leads won't fix a broken system. A better system that will convert more of the leads you already have into paying customers, that's where the real growth happens. So let's break this down into real actionable steps. You know how I am. I love to give you practical applications. So here's what you need to do right now to make sure your leads don't just sit there, but actually turn into paying customers. So, step one, you're going to map out your lead journey. You need to know exactly what happens from the moment someone discovers you to the moment they buy. Where do they come from? What content or touch points are they seeing? What questions do they have at each stage? If you don't know, your leads definitely won't know. So, a simple way to start is by answering these three questions, okay? What's the first action someone takes to show interest in my business? What's the first thing that they can do to show interest? And then, two, what's the next logical step they should take? So, do you want them to complete a form? Do you want them to respond to an email? What do you want them to do? And then three, what happens right before they buy? So, directly before they buy, is there something that you want them to think, feel, say, believe, so on and so forth? Now, if there are gaps, meaning you don't have a next step for them, obviously you need to fix that. Then move into step two, which is create a follow up system. And this doesn't have to be complicated, folks. Okay. We're not talking some 16-step process here. If someone books a call, do they get an email confirming the appointment? Yes or no? If not, that's something they need. Do they receive a reminder? What about after the call? Do they get a follow up email with next steps? Oh, and a thank you? That would be nice. If you offer a free resource, do you have the email sequence that nurtures that lead instead of just dumping them into your list? Your follow up should feel natural and intentional. At the bare minimum, every lead should get an instant response so they know that you received their inquiry, a confirmation of what happens next, and a follow up after their initial action, the download, the call, the inquiry, the whatever. Step three is pre qualify your leads. Not every lead is a good fit, and that's okay. It's fine. But if you waste time chasing people who were never going to buy in the first place, you're going to burn out. You need to ask yourself, what are the signs that someone is ready to work with me? And what are the red flags that someone isn't a good fit? And how can I make sure I attract more of the right people from the start? One way to do this is to add a small friction point. They need a reason to make a decision. A conversion event is anything that moves them closer to buying. This could be a webinar, a special offer, a case study, a live Q&A, or even just a simple, well-timed email. You don't need to run big launches. Just make sure your leads get an opportunity to buy in a way that makes sense. All right. So let's recap. More leads are not going to fix your business. And if you don't know what happens after they show interest, your real problem might be that you don't have a clear journey for your leads, or you're not nurturing them properly, you're spending too much time on unqualified leads, you're not following up effectively, or you're not giving them a compelling reason to buy. And the fix for this is to start mapping out that lead journey, create a real follow up system, filter out those low quality leads because we don't need to waste time with them, and making sure every lead has a clear path to buying. Here's my challenge to you. I want you to take 10 minutes today, yes, today, not tomorrow, today, to look at your current lead process. Where are you losing people? What's the one gap you can close this week? Is it that people aren't signing up for your download? I want you to look at the download. Is that something that people genuinely need and want? Is it something that solves a pain point for them immediately? Is it that people are signing up for a one on one with you, but they're ghosting you? What is your process for making sure they're the right people to begin with? Because fixing these gaps will do more for your sales than doubling leads ever will. All right. That's it for today's episode of the Business Hive. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And until next week, stay curious, stay consistent, and business is hard. I know this. It's scary out there, but I want you to do it afraid. Bye, y'all.